Welcome back. Adults my age remember watching Blues Clues as kids, and now we get to watch it with our kids. Joining us now is host of Blues Clues, the reboot, Joshua Dela Cruz. Hi, Josh.
Hi, thank you for having me, Justine or Aldo.
Oh my goodness, we're so excited. Okay, so we know you used to love watching Blues Clues with your sister when you were younger. What's it like now watching Blues Clues and seeing yourself in that famous red chair?
Oh, it's the strangest thing, because I would watch the show and I remember distinctly Steve drawing a cup as the first clue. And I remember it was my first episode and I was drawing a cup. And then I had a flashback moment to sitting on my aunt's rug, watching with my little sister, watching Steve draw the cup. And now I'm drawing the cup. And it was this really strange meta, like I time traveled situation because it's such a cool job and it's such an amazing job because the show has always been about helping kids and help kids get ready for the rest of their lives. And now I get to be a part of this show that has helped me and my sister and so many people get ready for the rest of their lives. And I couldn't be happier.
My goodness, that is so exciting. All right, so by you taking over the role as host, a ton of young kids now truly feel seen and represented. So how has that resonated with you? And is there a degree of responsibility that comes with that?
I think that's a great question. One of my favorite things about this job is getting texts from friends or friends of friends that their kid pointed to the screen and said, "Hey, he looks like me." And growing up, I never really experienced that, not in a way that I connected to. I was always either a foreigner or a caricature, the butt of the joke, or a villain, and never just me. And to be able to be silly and to be able to make mistakes and ask for help and everything be okay and be vulnerable, I think it's such an amazing thing for kids to see. Because that's how I was growing up. I was a really sensitive kid. I made a lot of mistakes, but I enjoyed it because it was all part of the learning. And, I think that the more and more we diversify and show kids, not just diversity in ethnicity, but diversity in attitude, to have men be silly and not be this toxic masculine figure that we've kind of grown up with, I think is only going to make for a better, more inclusive and understanding world.
100%. So what would you consider the highlight of doing Blues Clues so far? Do you have a most memorable moment or episode so far?
It's so funny that you mentioned that because on December 4th, we have a Christmas special. It's Blues Night Before Christmas. And the original host, Steve Burns, wrote the episode, directed the episode, and my cousin and his little brother, Joe, who is played by the actor Donovan Patton, comes back. And we're all in this episode together, trying to figure out what Blue wants for Christmas. And we had such an amazing time. We haven't known each other for very long, but we have gotten along together. We are like a little family unit. We all have the same silly sense of humor. And it's always a blast to have on set. We may or may not have taken a little bit longer to film because we were having such a good time. But that is an episode that will always be with me as one of my favorite memories on set. But I love coming to work every single day. I catch myself singing to myself. Because I'm just generally in a great mood.
Oh, that makes my heart smile. So you have done an amazing job of continuing to make the show feel personal and also interactive. But is that hard to do when in actuality you're in a studio with the crew versus actually being there with the kids?
Yeah, it's so funny because I came from a theater background. I was on Aladdin on Broadway and there was an audience there. So we always got a reaction, for better or worse. There were props, there were costumes, everything was very physical and tangible. And then coming into this job, I did get a little bit worried because, oh my gosh, it's only green screen. If I'm lucky, I'll get a tennis ball or like a foam table that I cannot lean on. But now I realized that, it's just a black box theater. It's just your imagination, and you know how to use your imagination. That, and we have insanely talented and hardworking people on this show. Our AD, we have animators, our PAs, our direct photography, our gaffers. Every single person works on this show and shows me everything on a storyboard or in a Leica, a pre-animated video, just to make sure that all of my eye lines are right so that I can come in and play, which makes my job so much easier, and has translated, and I hope continues to translate on screen.
So we heard that you recently participated in an upcoming show, Crazy Talented Asians. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, it is, I believe, on December 11th, and so it is a Christmas concert, a virtual Christmas concert, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. AJ Rafael is hosting it, and people are going to be there, like Jules Aurora, Dante Bosco, who is like one of my heroes growing up. You want to talk about representation on television, like he is an icon, not just in the Filipino community, but I mean, he started off as Rufio and has on Hook with Robin Williams, but has since he's a poet, he is a writer, he's a director. He voiced iconic characters on Avatar and Jake Long. He's an incredible artist, and the fact that I get to at least be virtually there with him is such a nerd out for me. And so I am very, very excited.
Okay, so we also heard you and your wife Amanda are releasing a duet. Ooh, tell us more about that.
Yeah, so my wife and I, we met at school. We have been together for over 10 years now, and we have very ever rarely been able to perform professionally together, which is so crazy. And this opportunity came up while we were quarantining in Canada. Well, we're in Canada now, but while we were quarantining, we had 2 weeks where we couldn't leave the house, and this email came up from our agent saying, "Hey, is this something that you're interested in?" So there's a musical called Ranked, and it's about these kids in this dystopian Hunger Games-esque world where their grades give them a rank in file in the world of their high school. And what happens is that it gets out that some parents have been paying for better grades, and that kind of blows the entire system apart, much like the 2019 admission scandal. But this was written before then by David Taylor Gomes and Kyle Holmes. So it's an incredible musical, and they're releasing a new album. And on the 25th, the single and the video that my wife and I shot in our home will be released. And I cannot wait for everyone to listen to it. And once we're on the other side of this, I cannot wait for people to see the show and to experience the show, because it is beautiful.
That is so wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Josh. This really, truly was an honor.
Thank you so much for having me, Justine. Thank you, Geraldo.